Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Stupid by NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright. I know it's been a long time, but we're jumping back into this. And I also said that I was going to take a break from this game, but I also wanted to just kind of finish this out, this first game, so that way when we come back, we'll just kind of end up starting with the second one, if that makes sense. So for right now, let's go ahead and jump into it. I have an idea that it's the homeless man, and the homeless man knows a little bit more than he is leading on. Although, who knows what's going to happen the final trial, so hopefully we're on the right track, you know? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who's the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. There's got to be a voice acting patch for this game, right? Maybe for the second one we'll look for one. Very well, so no opening statements. So. Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Bet. I'll take that bet 100. Order, Mr. Von Karma, what's the meaning of your statement just now? I'll take that bet. I'll even speak fast. Must question anything. It must be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right, I call my witness, the detective, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession. I'm the proprietor at the restaurant at the Wet Noodle at Cord Lake. I also rent boats. The night of the incident, were you at the boat rental shop, correct? Yeah, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. Still haven't heard who this old guy is. Oh, raise an objection. Why would you not raise objections? The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him right. Blah. We predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well, let's hear his testimony. What? Okay. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked outside the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to the shore and a man walks by my window. Very well, I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There's nothing to question in my witness's testimony, are you sure? Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds before our 3 minutes is up. You know, he's not wrong. Like, that wasn't, that was actually about 3 minutes. It was like 10 seconds away from 3 minutes if I didn't, like, waddle, or, like, dwaddle the way that I did. We're gonna cross-examine. What are you talking about, dude? What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, we may begin. What the fuck? Are you dying? Did he just die? 3 minutes just passed. See, well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. This man just died in the court. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. Alright, here we go. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, around then. Are you sure? Yep, pretty sure. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today. I I asked him, and he remembered. Isn't that right? Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. You see, continue. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith! The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Bang. And where did the bang seem to come from? This man takes forever to answer things. From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figure there was 2 men out there, yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time? What? Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots in total? Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Okay, then a man walks by my window. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And you could see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay. I can't believe he's dead. Well, so we gotta present something to that. It's always the statement that they do that with, that we have to present something with. I don't know even what I would press him on. I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Dad. Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too. Okay, so is that what we needed to do instead? Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. This judge is awful. This is an awful judge. I just want to point that out. This judge is possibly the worst judge I've ever seen. I don't know. I would have to, like, see all the judges in the world. But this guy, he's like, the prosecution's like, he's guilty. And the judge is like, sounds good to me. Like, I don't see any room for any doubt or facts or anything like that. I don't know why they even give you this option. You always do the interfere, or like, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, correct? I added the correct. And the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand. Exactly. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. But then why would he then touch it with the other hand? This judge is lost in thought. What should I do? We're just gonna keep objecting. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. but his word is all we had. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? No good, there's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like this old man's testimony isn't good to go by either. Even if we don't have any evidence, this isn't something that we can deal with. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. It's about 10 minutes. He's overshooting by a little bit. A new record. I like how they tried to be cheeky and try to, like, guess how long we've been recording. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. Court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What kind of judge? What kind of judge is this? This is the worst judge that I've ever seen in my entire life. Quite possibly. Granted, there are some pretty bad judges out there. Guilty. Oh my goodness. That was a forced loss. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending a trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned. Wait. Who was that just now? Me. What the fuck is happening? What is going on? What is the circus of a trial? What is going on? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was in there, in the park, at the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. Larry Butts, how the fuck did you get in here? But today I remembered it. What is happening? The court is adjourned. The gavel went down. That's not how this works. The court's over. He was like adjourned, slap. You can't do anything after that. It's already happened. Especially, Larry Butts just can't barge in here and change the whole thing. Mr. Von Karma, did you say you heard a gunshot? I did that night. I was sitting there in the audience listening to the testimony, and then I realized, okay, he was in the audience, so he didn't break in the whole facility. He's just there. It was different from what I remember. Anyway, I can't just sit here and let you call edgy criminal. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. It's over. In a normal court, this would be over. It would be game, set, match, lates. See you later. Because this judge is an idiot. He's like, yeah, he's guilty. I don't see any loopholes or flaws in the prosecution's statement. He was just declared, Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right, okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. I don't know if that matters, Judge. In all the court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. That's what you should have said, like, before you slammed down the gavel. I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Is that even allowed? Does that happen in actual court? I don't think that is allowed. Nor is there allowed nor is an audience member from the audience of the court allowed to come up and testify of his own will. What is happening? I'm like dumbstruck. Court is adjourned. What's going on? That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge. This game is awful. It's great, but it's awful. I have seen worse. You're right, Edgeworth, you're sweating bullets. Oh my goodness, I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night. Yes. He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Alright, and he found the balloon in the air tank that night. Yes. Hey, Edgeworth. You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. You see. Right. This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. I'll say, this is one, like, not possible trial of all things. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. That someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? Right. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. So I'm gonna have to like cross-examine him, or is the prosecution cross-examining? I don't know what's going on. I feel like he's on our side, right? So why would we cross-examine? Please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December 24th. Leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about his this being our big break. Okay, I guess I'm cross-examining him. Night of the murder! That night I was out on the boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. This face is the dumbest face that he's made this entire game. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. There's a complete lie. There's 2 gunshots. Unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Why would I cross-examine that? I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel like it's like, well, there's no need. I feel like he said it pretty well. I feel like the prosecution should be doing stuff. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I didn't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear to speak. Or so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? Looking for something and I found it. Looking for something? Yeah, Mr. Butts, what was it you're looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get this over with. So I quietly slipped back in the boat. Rental dock. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. But I guess it was around 12? Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. Where did this sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. Looked over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts. Whoa, whoa, everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of the case. Sure. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, Nick? Okay, there was definitely two bangs. So let's go over to the one bang and see what we have. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay, so I believe it's this one that we want to. After I heard that single gunshot. Definitely two. I want to say... Let's just try it. We're at full health. I want to say the camera because it took 2 photos. Okay, well, fuck me. Fuck. It's gotta be this. After I heard that single gunshot, I went fucking home. What? Bam. Bam! I found it. This is the one. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. You gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude. What? F is going on. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? Is that a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. Very well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Yes? Please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts, please give your testimony, and be sure to include the details like your radio. Leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, but believe me. Oh, we got another one. Okay, here we go. It's lonely being all alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly when the DJ was saying when I heard it too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer? The guy who says things on the radio? Anyway, what this means is that he heard the sound. When he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ talks between songs. He could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I would like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well. Let's do it. Okay. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. So you turned on the radio? Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like out there. Alone. On Christmas Eve. Alone. Didn't he have his girlfriend or whatever? That's why I was listening to an all-request radio show. Do you have any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? I was listening to it real booming loud, like. Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything that was going on outside at all. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when it happened too. What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow that question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. That's going to tell us the exact time that everything happened. Not that we don't already know that, but still. I mean, to be honest, what could be happening here is that maybe Lotta and what's his name are both. No, the only one that testified that they saw a boat out there was the old man. Lotta didn't say that she heard a boat. She said it was foggy, so she didn't see anything, and she was looking for the freaking Loch Ness monster person anyway, Gertie. So it's like, I feel like the old man's lying. So if we can verify, that there was no boat on there, just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. It has to be what we do. Let's just press it just in case. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Can we hope? I've got to press it. Okay. Don't go all the way back. Don't press that. I have my finger on Q like it's a freaking. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. We're gonna present something. Shows an empty lake. We'll come back to that. I don't know if that's necessarily. Could be the photo. I don't think it's her. Hey, it's almost Christmas. Hey, it's almost Christmas. Hot news. Okay, that doesn't say anything about Christmas. None of this shit says anything about Christmas. Faces the lake. I'm gonna go with the empty lake. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Fuck! I'm always off. Man. Don't press it. Oh, I hate you. Oh, shift, skip. What's the skip button? I wish there was a skip button real bad. Okay, let's try another thing. Because there was 2 gunshots, maybe we do Lada's thing again. This happened at 12:15. Maybe it's the lake? Maybe it's this photo? Because he said that he left the lake around 12, right? Did I do it? Oh, fuck, I did it. Scary, dude. You're trying to scare me. Don't scare that. Is something the matter? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case. Yes, this judge is stupid. This judge is the worst. But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what time was on the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order, order. What does this mean? The 2 prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him, suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright? What do you think about Mr. You hear the gunshot? He's right. Why would I say Larry's wrong? Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. That was the easiest decision of my life. Look at this photograph. It was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lada Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. A camera that was set to go off in response to loud noises. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. And where does that leave us? Mr. Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There was no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court any evidence you have. None of this works. Fuck. Fuck, none of this works. Guys, what do I do? He wants to know if we have any evidence that... What? The fuck? Wait. The murder weapon, 22 caliber, fired 3 times. So there's a third shot that's unaccounted for by the camera. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That third shot was the shot that Larry heard just before midnight. Dude, what the fuck if it's... What if it's Lotta? Oh my goodness, if it's Lotta, they just pulled the fast one on me. If it's fucking Lotta, they pulled the fastest one in the world, dude. They pulled the quite literal fast... They pulled the Danganronpa. If it's Lotta, they pulled the Danganronpa. This leaves me wondering what did happen on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? What's wrong, Nick? I have it! I have it! Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Yeah, of course I remember. The murder in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Is this safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? Your testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realized the truth. It is the 3rd trial, so... Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, right, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15, or midnight 15. But Larry had heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the 2 men on the boat are. This? Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. Oh, yeah, okay, so it's the boat dude. Which is who I thought it was. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. It's the boat guy. Why did it not give me the boat guy? Oh, well, I guess we don't know the boat guy's name. And you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of that boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out to the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. Fuck! I mean, the first place I want to click is here. Around here, maybe? Maybe, Mr. Wright? And does this maybe include the reason why the killer would choose that spot? Yes, well, maybe because there is no good reason. The murderer would have never expected. Maybe you should try again. Oh, good. Oh, he doesn't care. Cool. It's not right there. Where the fuck is it then? Here? Okay, maybe again. Where the fuck? It's not the boat shop. It's not there. The only place it is Lotta's thing? It's here. Where we started the camping? Why did you give the caretaker? Be honest, this is a mistake. No, I did. Fuck! Well, at least we're not running on health. Did I maybe just not click on the boatkeeper shop correctly? Here, of course. The boat shop where he lives. Oh, come on. I get close enough to it the first time. That way you could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. You have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime. Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Now you're getting it, Judge. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Not really, but I think if I start from the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. Yeah. This was around 11:50. Is when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat, and it became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out to the middle of the lake. Then who'd fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yeah? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean it to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanation is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. He wasn't shooting at anything, so the first one doesn't make any sense. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and then he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired on the Gourd Lake, or that night on the Gourd Lake. GG. Well played. Court over. Although, to be honest with you, didn't what's his name have a gun too, Edgeworth? Bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. What's going on? Why are we bringing him out, dude? He's guilty. Don't bring him out. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said, right? Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes, several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come by the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What the fuck? This man fled the scene. This man tapped A super quickly and just ran away from the whole battle. Lost all his coins. GG, well played. On karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. We'll extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Jesus. Well, so it's another day that we're doing here because of the circumstances. Yay, Nick, you did it. Oh, my voice. Oh no, it's going. Oh, it's going. Yeah, well, at least we got a little out from under that guilty verdict. What about Larry? There was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do about with his testimony. Oh no, my voice. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You try to smile. Just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right, there's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. Just fucking tell me, Edgeworth. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's about a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime that you committed? A memory of a murder. What the fuck, Edgeworth? You're killing me, dude. You're destroying me. We're definitely going to save our progress. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching everything. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I know the kind of episodes have been far and in between each other, so I'm going to try my best to do a little bit better than that, maybe every other day, if not every 2 days. I'm just trying to get these episodes out and play them. I feel my voice going already, like I can feel me losing my voice, so I have to go stop talking, go get some water, or something to drink at least, and hopefully not be a mess at work tomorrow, because I can feel it going right now. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be, and peace out, you guys.